In previous section, we performed so many transformation in the given raw data, but these data was stored in the local on-premises or local managed data. But we want to convert this managed data into different section, and I'm going to deal this kind of data from the external storage, and we are going to change this data in a single shot. Here we just convert it into a single piece, and we want to convert this part into a different folder and need to perform some more transformation here, more changes in our given external location. So for this, what I'll do, I'll import some file here where we have the respective column libraries. So what is step number one? I'm going to define in step number one, define the columns you want to check for nulls. This is first my constraint where I want to check all the columns. So I'm going to column to check. These are columns named where we have all the columns, customer ID, gender, and all the annual multiplies which we have stored in a last column. If you scroll up, you will find all these column names are there in our customer data. When you want to perform step number two, where I'm going to remove some rows with nulls in any of these specific columns if it is available. So I'm going to remove this part. I'm going to run this cell and writing this code in next cell. This is going to remove rows with null in any specific values. So I'm going to create a new data frame with name df clean. I'm going to remove everything from my check. This has been performed. Okay. Now in step number three, if anything is there, so you can check whether we have anything. If optional, which is optional, if tenure is not already present, you can add it in as an example. You can use this example. I'm going to use this. I'm going to paste it here. You can perform at your end, but I'm not going to perform. This is step number three. Let's run this cell and go back to step number four. In step number four, I'm going to coalesce to one partition to create a single CSV file. In previous step also we created single file, but now I'm going to create a new file again. So this would be a new file, and let's run. There might be more than one file, but I'm going to create it again. Now I'm going to write the external location to the final folder where we have all the files. So I'm going to writing this to external location with final name folder. So I'm going to write output path. With this output path, I'm having this location. So allow me to replace our location. So this is our location C, and going to paste it here. Paste it here. This is raw new. So let's create a new file. Instead of raw new, I'm going to add a new directory, name it raw underscore final, and save it. This would be output path. So I'm going to replace this name as raw underscore final, when I'm going to write a mod with this override, which will overwrite everything with the previous data set, and give this be output file. So this df single file will be written in the location. Okay, here you can see Spark job have completed. If you go back here, open this raw file, here you can see this file is there. If you click on it, and you will find some respective data set. If you can see, this is not showing. So what you can do, you can download this file in your local machine and then go back here. This has been downloaded after all the transformation. Can you see this is showing all the respective transformation? We have all the given data set. We have the monthly channel, tenure monthly charges, and everything are given here with the respective transformation. If you scroll down, so many respective rows are present here. If you go down, more than 7,000 rows are there. So I'm going to close this one and going back to my coding part where I want to display this data set. For example, you want to display with this data set. So what you'll do, you will go back here, display. With this display function, I'm going to use my DB utils. If you do not know about DB utils, go back to my Databricks fundamental web series where I have completed all these respective files. This video series will display everything there. So I'm going to use this output path, but this output path is something different. So I'm going to copy this output path. So I'm going to close it here. Or if you do not want to run this output path, you can manually write that address as well. Can you see? This is showing all the respective values. Here we have that file which is showing CSV. So I'm going to click copy and click Control C, where we can see this value there. Okay. So if you want to display this file, you can display this one. Okay. If you read this file, so you can read df underscore, let's say, transform equals to spark dot read dot option. Inside this header is equal to true, and this output would be, this is gonna read from this CSV file. This is your correct CSV file, and you are going to display this DS transform eventually, so that you have all the data set on the screen. Can you see? This is showing all our final data set where we have all the respective file, which is we are importing from external storage, not from our data, like Databricks file system, DBFS. Okay. This is how you can compete with this particular area, and we can perform this area file. Now go back to here, and we have downloaded this file, and I'm going to show my download section and going to name this file as master customer. We will be using this master customer file in our given Delta Live tables. In the next section, we will see more options. Thank you. Keep learning. Keep growing.